Hello everyone. My name is Samuel. Thank you for coming to the channel. We have Mcpon Black here today, and we're going to do an interview. We're going to start off with introductions. Go ahead, Mcpon Black.
Hello, you guys. My name is Mcpon Black, and I am a YouTuber, cybersecurity student. I'm also a veteran, and among other things. But I'm really excited, and I'm happy to see where the interview goes.
Nice. So I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can get to the questions. Shoot. Fun fact, we actually met in high school. Let me see. Hold on. There we go. All right. Get this here.
Oh, that's dope. I feel special.
Nice. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, we got here Mcpon Black. One of his famous quotes here, I would say, is hold on. Well, I'll let him say it for himself. He has a quote on YouTube that he always stick by.
Most people want fame, power, and wealth. What about you? Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All right, you want to offer some background to why you got that quote there?
Uh, yeah, actually. So it happened during the time I believe it was like 2020 or 20 yeah, no, it was 2020. The Spider-Verse movie had come out and I had gone through boot camp, the pandemic and all this other stuff. So we didn't really we weren't really tapped in with like the outside world like that. So
Hmm.
one of the first movies I saw, you know, during that time was Spider-Verse and the nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Hmm.
It actually stems from the Spider Verse thing. So I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Right, which is awesome. Another thing I want you to touch on is how'd you get your name, Mcpon Black?
Uh, just great question, by the way.
Mhm.
So during my time in boot camp, I went to boot camp in December of 2019, and being from Miami, Sam, it's not
Mhm.
really a military state. You don't see Army, Navy, Air Force, like anyone like walking the street. It's just straight civilians. And I didn't really have any prior knowledge or background on the military. So once I joined, um, it's like I was just messing up in every single thing I did. Even my girlfriend or my wife now, uh, she you know, I headed to Chicago, first time ever going there, December, super cold, everything insane, freezing.
Mhm.
And she got me a suitcase. And I said I didn't want to take a suitcase, but she's like, no, you're gonna need everything. So she basically put my whole life inside the suitcase.
Mhm.
And I was dragging it off the bus at like 4 a.m. And
Mhm.
immediately that one mistake right there made me a target for the rest of boot camp. They're like, oh snap. Yeah, he planned on staying here. Look at him. Look at him struggle. I'm like, oh my gosh. The one thing that I knew was to keep my head down, and I already messed up before I got off the bus.
Mhm.
But so funny thing, throughout my whole entire boot camp course, I never really failed a test, but I always failed in practice or preparation of the test to the point where it's like, you know, uh, let's say Mcpon. So they started calling me a terrorist, and from that point on, I called myself the Terrapon because it mixes terrorist and Mcpon, which is the highest rank in the Navy.
Mhm.
And then And like I said, since I never actually failed at anything, but I would mess up so much, you know, they just called me clutch. Like I would always come through. And by the end of boot camp, my RDC, which is one of the active duty personnel that's like in charge of the division, he's like, "Hey, man, you're gonna be the next Mcpon of the Navy. Watch it." And then from there on, I started calling myself Mcpon instead of Terrapon. Well, actually, there was a little transitional period with that. So I actually stuck with the Terrapon for like a year before moving on to Mcpon.
Mm. And you just added the black because you're
Yep, because I'm black.
okay. Okay.
And it sounds cool.
Yeah, I do agree. And for our viewers, he does have a YouTube channel, a band lab, and other social media sites. So simply type in his name, and you should be able to find him. And we also got a page where you can see some of those links. I'll, I'll
Absolutely.
I'll include it on the description as well. So let's keep going.
Mhm.
All right. All right. We have covered that. Get into the YouTube questions. All right. One first one, I wanted to do it like a little Jeopardy, but it's not. So can you describe a time when you hit a significant creative block and you felt like you was on the urge of burnout? Like, for example, like what a mental shift or a non YouTube act. Well, we'll stick with that question first.
As far as hitting like a creative block, um, yeah. So typically when I do content, um, because I honestly didn't really know where my channel was going to go or the route I would take it. Um, Fun fact, not related to the question, the first video on my channel is actually a video I did for high school, like back in the 10th grade, around the time that I actually met you.
Yeah.
Um, so when I typically make content now, even like say because my YouTube channel mainly focuses on like music and freestyles as well as gameplays, but I kind of had to take a step back from that for different reasons. But yeah, typically when I write songs, I like, you know, showcasing my knowledge on like say a specific anime or even the military or you know just vocabulary. Like I like to try to do my own thing. Like hence the quote
Mhm.
and yeah, and that it can actually be really really challenging when you're trying to be unique and have a different concept like constantly.
Mhm.
And I do feel like I do my best work when things come naturally and when I'm not like, you know, forcing myself to come up with something.
Mhm.
Can you still see me?
Yeah, there was a bit of buffering. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got a call.
Okay. All right. So great answer. We're going to move right along. All right. What is the single most valuable piece of constructive criticism you ever received from a viewer?
Okay, and how did it? Okay,
Uh, Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. Because I actually received a dope piece of criticism, but the comment it wasn't on YouTube. It was actually on Reddit. Um, I was just getting feedback from anyone that was willing to give feedback, and someone said, you know, for you to like actually grow an audience, you know, it's really difficult on YouTube. You have different indie artists who, they typically, they focus on TikToks and endorsements and trends and catchiness. And, the type of videos and the details and stuff that I put in, they probably won't be really appreciated. But, but hopefully, the right people come around, stick around, and inspire me to keep going.
Nice. Awesome answer.
So,
Continue right along. All right. We're into the cybersecurity part. So, how do you stay current with the evolving threats and new technologies in cybersecurity? Not to
well,
put you on the spot.
yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. It's like it's something new every single week. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that random guy yelling.
We can't hear that guy. No.
Okay. Yeah. So since I'm still a student, I actually haven't even hit my first year in the cybersecurity field yet, but there are a bunch of different things to pay attention to, concepts, companies, geopolitics, world events, AI, AGI, quantum computing. It's a lot to keep up with, but it is necessary because if we don't do it, who will? Um, and the thing is, like, things shift so much to the point where like you can think a concept, but you actually don't. Like people, they like to look at AI as like it's the future, which it partially is. Or
Mhm.
it's like, oh, look what it can do, it's going to take over the world. But in reality, it's literally just ones and zeros. Like, that's all it is. It doesn't think. It just follows orders. It follows its coding.
Mhm.
So something people don't typically think about. Uh, and this is something I've actually learned in multiple classes. AI, well, computers are dumb machines. They're just extremely fast and extremely accurate, meaning it's going to do exactly what you tell it to do. So if you tell it to do something, but you don't give it the proper steps, it's still going to do what you tell it to. But if you tell it to get up and walk, but you don't tell it to like put one foot in front of the other, it's just going to fall on its face.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I agree. And we got a excellent explanation from Mcpon Black. So we'll continue right along.
Yes, sir.
All right. What initially inspired you to pursue cybersecurity?
Okay. That's a good one. Um, so it actually happened after an injury I sustained during my service. So because I more so saw myself as a trade worker, I would rather work on my hands and you know actually be physical, help the time go by.
Hmm.
But I actually broke my leg back in 2023. Yeah, in 2023. And I was actually having a hard time recovering from it. I ended up snapping my fibula and tearing the tendons in my ankle to the point I had to have about 11 or 12 screws in there. And, it was during the winter time. We had a hurricane come, like it was like a lot of agony. So, it actually had me think, contemplating a lot of things. Like, you know, man, can I still continue with my service? I had to learn how to walk again. uh, and, that's something that, you hear people talk about, but it's like, we so used to doing it every day. It's like, yo, how could you forget how to walk when you've been doing it this whole time?
Hmm.
But there's also like fear that comes with that. Like, sometimes you get weakness in your leg or, that extremity, and you could be walking, you just like lose all the strength or like have pain shoot through it and like you lose your balance.
Hmm.
So after going through that for a while, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to get separated from the military because of that injury. And I just happen to have some shipmates. That's what we call each other. That were going through cybersecurity, and it kind of happened from there.
Nice. And yeah, that's a great way to inspire others to pursue the same category. It's a bit of the future as well. So if you could eliminate one common cyber attack today, which one would it be and why?
Man, all of them. Uh, man, that's a really good one. I would say malware, but malware isn't like it's common, but it isn't like super duper. Like it's not the worst. I would mainly say attacks that focus on basically scammers. The ones that target people that don't know anything about technology. Your old people, your young people just surfing the web, and those pop-ups where like you think you're gonna go click X and it goes like the
Mhm.
window closes, but it opens up all this other stuff, and it's like, yeah, that it's so annoying. But phishing attacks too, which is phishing is spelled PHISING, and you would actually be surprised the different actual experts that get hit with phishing attacks. Like even people in the military, like somebody can just send a random email to you. Hey, click this link. You made advancement, or hey, your wife is back home. Here's a picture. You click it, then next thing you know, you just compromise the whole system.
Mhm.
So
Yes, it really be that simple. So I advise our watchers and viewers to be careful online.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll go right along to the next question. So,
Mhm.
okay, let's talk about the artist side of Mcpon Black, the music artist. So, okay. So when you begin a new song, what is the seed of the lyric of the hold on. What is when you begin a new song, what is the seed of the idea? I- Is it like a melody, a lyric, a feeling, or something else entirely? How does it typically grow from that and first element into a finished track?
So it's kind of all of the above, actually. So a lot of times I could just be like, well, going throughout my day, and like a saying will just come to my head, and I like repeat it in my head like over and over.
Yeah.
But typically how it goes, since I'm like more into the freestyle aspect of things, I'm listening to like different instrumentals or a song or something, and it's gonna sound weird, but like it's like the beat speaks to you. It's like there's no words being said, just the rhythm, but then you just hear like I don't know, it sounds like it's speaking to you, and like you just work from there.
Mhm.
Now I wish I could have gave you a better answer than that, but
Yeah, I think I get the picture. The words simply just roll off the tongue once you get the right beat.
precisely. And then sometimes I just come up with a cool concept, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to build on it, and see where it goes from there.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's keep it going.
Mhm.
All right. What is the most profound or unexpected emotional connection you ever had with an audience during a live performance, and what song was it during? So, have you done any performance?
Um, n- Not the traditional performance. So it wasn't a song. It was actually at my old job in 2017. I think it was like, yeah, it was 2017.
Mm,
Uh, we were having it was a potluck, and we had like different employees from like all over the county, all in one place. You know, just enjoying each other, having a good time. You know, I'm usually off to myself, but they were having like a freestyle competition. And I usually only rap in front of people I'm comfortable with, people I know.
mm.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, get him," because I just happened to be sitting in the front row. I was like back. I'm like, no. And they just happened to pull me up because we only had one representative from our section,
Mm.
and I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I choked, but
Mm.
somehow I ended up winning the competition for it. So I I literally said, I'm not small, I'm not little, but I forgot what it was. One of the most cringiest things ever. It's like I'm not small, just little, something Stuart Little, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, y'all can't be serious, no. But yeah, yeah, somehow unanimously we won, and that's my girlfriend at the time. She was back there. She was like, "That's my baby, yeah." I'm like,
Sometimes it be just that simple. So that's a little encouragement for all the artists out there as well. Keep going. Yeah.
yeah, and I was sweating profusely at the
All right. Let's see. All right. Question number three, when industry evolution. Looking back at your career, what is one piece of advice you were given early on that proved to be completely wrong or misleading about the music industry? And how did you navigate that realization?
time. Um, so I wouldn't really consider myself part of the industry as of right now. I kind of more look at what I'm doing now as a hobby.
Mm,
Um, because they but I do have one that I'll say. They say when you work hard, that's typically you know, when you bring forth your best. But it's kind of crazy. It's like the the pieces of work that I put the least amount into are the ones that end up having, you know, get better reception. I
yeah.
don't know if it's like trying too hard or just the easygoing nature or just having fun.
Mm,
Because I'm pretty sure, as a content creator, you can relate working on a video for like hours and hours and editing for it to get like 2 views. And then
mm,
one video with no edits, it gets like 3,000 views. It's like insane.
mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's part of the industry and what Mcpon Black has to deal with. So that's a little tidbit from him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. And also, what are you working on now? What should I encourage or what should our viewers know that Mcpon Black is working on? By the way, he's also on BandLab for the others who want to find him. Yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, so I just got moved into a new place. Uh, you know, obviously I'm still getting comfy. Actually, let me not do that. I've been watching those geo guesser videos lately. Yeah, somebody's probably gonna find my location now. Yeah, I just moved into a new place. Uh, I'm focusing on school right now. Um, as far as music goes, I just finished my first explain video, like literally today. I decided to break down some of my songs and the different feelings and concepts that I had behind those. Because uh, because we're currently doing a challenge known as the TDV challenge or the Triple Day Venture challenge,
Mm,
where we're basically me, Mcpon Black.
Mhm.
Sam, and another friend, Humble Cast. Each of us were uploading at least one video every 3 days for the rest of the year. So I'm kind of using that as an opportunity to, explain my thought process, get better with editing, songwriting, and I don't know, and actually finding my own unique style because I still feel like I'm pretty fresh to all this.
Mhm. Yes, he has an excellent he's a profound lyricist, I would say. Mcpon Black.
I'll be trying, man.
Definitely listen to his songs, especially on BandLab and his YouTube channel as well. All right, back into the military. What was your position and how long were you in there? And how long did it take you to learn your position?
Okay. So, fun fact with every branch, um, the job title, or what you typically call a job title or MOS, it varies depending on the branch. So, in the Navy, which that was my branch, instead of having an MOS, uh, it would be my rate. So RATE. So my rate was a ABH, which stands for Aviation Boatswain Mate Handler, third class. Yeah, I was a petty officer. Yeah, all that.
Nice.
Um, so typically, what that entails, the launch and recovery of aircrafts, whether it's jets, helicopters, CODs. Like I could just like throw a bunch of names at you, but it's no point in doing that. Running the aircraft elevators, fighting fires, damage control, maintenance. And I was also a part of the PRC team, which it was a special team that the Navy was trying out at the time. I'm pretty sure they're still doing it now. Where instead of having civilian contractors come in and repair the deck or the floor, not whatever you want to say,
Mhm.
uh, they taught us how to perform the task to save the military some money
Okay.
because
Yeah.
contractors can charge an arm and a leg. For example, random example, say, uh, uh, okay, well, okay, so say you have a piece of deck this big that needs to be patched or repaired. Just an example. Say they the contractors can charge us like $5,000 for this, but when we handle it ourselves, it's $50. So
Yeah.
yeah, so but on a much bigger scale, like they can charge millions.
Yeah. You definitely have to repair the ship and
Yeah,
portions
because
of it. Yeah.
the same type of tile and stuff out here in the civilian world, it's not going to work on a moving ship with metal that's always shifting. If you put normal tile, it'll just shatter.
Hmm.
So we use a special epoxy coating, and it lasts for a while. It's especially designed for the ships.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Keep it going. Let's see. All right. What motivated your decision to serve?
Okay, yeah. So I had a lot of things going on in my personal life at the time. Um, because before I joined the military, I was actually studying at Miami-Dade Medical Campus. Uh, I was actually in a EMT school, and I had so much going on at the time. Relationship issues. I'm pretty sure we've all hit the point where, like, it feels like you're in a routine. Like you do the same thing every single day, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Um, so I had two jobs at the time. Uh, family was, becoming a little stressful, when it feel like everyone's relying on you for everything. And I just needed you know, a way out because, I actually didn't see myself leaving Miami on my own because I'm like, man, everything I know is here. Like, where will I go? Like, I got family other places, but I don't know them. So, and I also wanted to use that as an opportunity to see if I could survive and like, make it on my own. Obviously with support from the military.
Yeah.
But I was still out on my own, learning how the world worked. I didn't
Mhm.
have mom or dad, they're coaching me, even though I could always, pick up the phone and call.
Yeah. Excellent. And it's definitely great to serve your country.
Yeah, yeah. Had a lot of fun times and a lot of weird times.
Okay. Did you utilize any veteran support programs in your transition? Like the GI Bill, VA services, or transition assistance program?
Um, yes. So, because since I got out due to an injury, um, well, we all go through what you call SEPs, which is something that they've implemented. Like it's been a thing, but they've put more of a focus on it now because a lot of military members were getting out the service, not knowing what they were entitled for because it's a lot of services. Like even if you go to the class, you'll never like actually know everything that is opened up to you.
Hmm.
Um, so since I got what you call med boarded, which was separated for an injury, which it wasn't even like by a significant amount. I got out 2 months early.
Yeah.
Um, so because I got out that way, I was actually able to receive my benefits and stuff immediately, which that was great. I got started with school immediately, so that actually provided me my main source of income. Um, man, it's a lot.
Hmm.
Um, and there are a bunch of different veteran programs focused on like healthcare and even like socializing. And I do actually utilize my veteran credentials, to help out different active duty sailors and vets.
Yeah.
It's just a thing I like to do.
Right. All right. Very good. Very good. So we're going to be moving on to our final few questions. We're going to wrap up in a couple minutes. So let's see.
Mhm. All right.
All right. Give me that one. What are some goals or aspirations you have?
Okay, nice. So, just short term, like a goal that I want to hit YouTube wise this year. I actually want to have at least 50 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm currently at 46, I think. Um, so yeah, that's just a goal that I know I can hit. It's attainable, it's real, and it would actually allow me to start live streaming where you know, I'll be able to, connect with my audience more personally. You know, a- ask and answer questions, let them know my process behind things, check out things that they want me to see. Um, and I want to start doing my gaming content again on the channel. I just have a lot going on with school and stuff right now, and I kind of need the space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm looking at a new job opportunity. I'm gonna keep that one in the tuck. Uh, So hopefully, that goes good in like December sometime. Uh, you keep my grades up. I actually got like 50 something assignments due by next Sunday. So I got 7 days to get those done. But I'm not skipping the upload. So, don't worry.
Nice.
Yeah.
And speaking of uploads and productivity, all right, we reached about the end of the interview. Is there anything you want to send out or mention to your audience or the viewers? And what are some of the links you want them to follow you on? You got about 30 seconds to answer.
Okay. Yeah, my YouTube channel, Mcpon Black 116. Please check me out. Link in the description. BandLab, also Mcpon Black 116. Um, I need to get my socials down, but yeah, I don't actually have an artist Instagram right now, but I will make one.